All right, welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Today we're going to go ahead and work on learning about using variables in our sketches. So here we are inside of a sketch. I'm inside of a new part studio that I'm actually going to rename it and call it variables so that I have a tab dedicated to this particular problem set. Um, and I'm going to create this L-shaped object here. Now you can see that the dimensions provided are provided using just a word, thickness. Thickness times 5, star 5, thickness star 3. So what that's telling us is that there's a variable. That variable, we're going to call it thickness, and we're going to dimension this using those variables. So let's go ahead and draw that line, draw that shape, uh, applying our usual suspects of constraints, just horizontal and vertical constraints, and get it to line up with the origin here. So right now, so there you have it. I've got a closed entity, got this loop. It's vertical lines, horizontal lines, etc. All right. This L-shaped, you see it's got a measurement for the thickness, no measurement here. So I'm going to assume that this and this leg are this leg are equal to each other. So I'm going to use my equal constraint for my toolbar or tap the E key. I'm going to make this part of the flange and this flange the same length, same size. So as that expands and contracts, you can see they maintain the same size ratio. Now we're going to go ahead and dimension it just like we normally would. And you see our first dimension here is called thickness. So click dimension and hit instead of typing a value in, we're going to hit the hashtag symbol and I'm going to choose new variable. My variable dialog box pops up and we're going to call it whatever you want to call it, in this case, thickness. And I can give it any value I want. I'll stick with 20 millimeters and hit the enter key and green check. And then here you can see it says thickness. So just enter, and now that is 23, or it's 20, not 23. So there's the value, it's 20. So over here in my features window, you'll see that thickness, a new variable has popped up above my sketch called thickness, and it's got a value of 20 millimeters. If I would like to change that, I could double click on it, which will kick me out of the sketch, or I can open up my variables pane on the right hand side where I can see it and I can change it if I want. Make it bigger or smaller, and that will change the dimension in the sketch. I can also add new variables here. If I want to do height as a length measurement at, say, 50 millimeters. So I can do that and use those, create as many variables as we want. We can collapse this tab, this pane on the right by hitting the X again. And here we go. So now in my instructions, it says thickness times 5, star 5 for the height of the object. So I'm going to use my dimension tool again, click and release. And it's thickness is the name of the variable I already applied. So if I just start typing the name of the variable, it'll pop up a list of all the options that begin with the same thing as that. So everything in this case that begins with the T pop up, and I want thickness. Star 5, that's multiplied by 5. So asterisk or star shift of the 8 key is the number, shift 5. So thickness times 5, enter. So there's my 75, because 15 times 5 makes 75. Now I could have also used that other variable I wanted, so I remembered I created other variables, but I forgot what that variable is called, or I've got a bunch of variables and I don't remember all of them. So I'm going to hit that pound key or hashtag key, and you can see all the variables pop up, including the hey, let's create a new variable option. But we're going to stick to, so if I say switch it to height, enter, they have that. But that's not what our instructions say. Our instructions say it's thickness times 5. So thickness, enter, star 5, enter. Okay, and then the bottom is thickness 3. I can also do 3 star thickness and make that happen. And you can see right now it's fully constrained. And that's using variables and creating this angle in a nutshell. So good luck, have fun, and as always, keep being awesome.